Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Naveen Dama. Today we are going to discuss about Python break and continue statements. Let us get started. If you have not watched my previous videos, please do watch them. I will provide their link in the description section below. Now let us start with break and continue statements. Break and continue statements are called as control transfer statements. Break statement is used to exit out of the loop. Whenever we use a break statement, it will terminate the loop abruptly and exit out of the loop. Continue statement is used to skip current iteration of the loop. Whenever we encounter a continue statement inside a loop, it skips that current iteration. That is, it doesn't execute the code that is present below the continue statement in that iteration. It will simply go to the next iteration. Break and continue can be used only inside looping statements. If we use break and continue statements in other than loops, we will get an error. Now let us see the flow of break and continue statements. Whenever we entering the loop, the test expression of the loop will be checked first. When the test expression is true and there is no break statement, the body of the loop will be executed. The body of the loop will be executed until the test expression is false. Whenever the test expression is false, it will exit out of the loop. Now let us see what happens whenever the break statement is present inside the loop. First, the test expression of the loop will be evaluated. If the test expression is true, it enters the loop. If the break statement is present, it will not execute the remaining body of the loop. It simply terminates and comes out of the loop. Now coming to the continue statement, whenever we enter a loop, the test expression of the loop will be evaluated. If the test expression is true and there is no continue statement, the body of the loop will be executed. This will continue until the test expression is false. If the test expression is false, it exits the loop. Now let us take the scenario when the continue statement is present inside the loop. Now after the test expression is evaluated as true, we enter the loop. If there is a continue statement, what it does is it skips the current iteration. That is, it will not execute the body of the loop in that iteration. It simply goes to the test expression again without executing the body of the loop in that iteration. And in the next iteration also, if the test expression is true and there is no continue statement, for example, in the flow we don't have continue statement in the second iteration. Generally we use break and continue statements in combination with if inside the loops. So these statements will come in the flow whenever the condition of if statement is true. So if the continue statement is not encountered in the second loop, the body of the loop will be executed and the flow comes to the test expression again. The loop of the body will be executed like this until the test expression is false. Once the test expression is false, it comes out of the loop. Now let us see an example of break and continue statements. In this example, we are taking an input from the user and searching for the input in the list. We are using a break statement in order to implement this program. Let us run this program. I am providing a 50 as an input here. You can see that it printed not found in the first 3 iterations. In the 4th iteration, it printed number found and then exited this loop without printing number not found for the remaining iterations, that is for 60, 80, 90 and 100. As we have 8 elements in this list, the for loop should be executed 8 times, but it terminated in the 4th iteration. Why it terminated in the 4th iteration? Because of our break statement. In the 4th iteration, our break statement will be encountered in the flow. As the break statement encountered in the flow will exit out of the loop without executing the remaining iterations that we have discussed in our theory part of this break statement. Let me explain the flow of this program. We have given the input as 50. First the flow comes here. We have assigned j equal to 1 to print this iteration number, to print this first iteration, second iteration. In each iteration, the I will be pointing towards 20, 30, 40, 50 and so on. In first iteration, I will be pointing towards 20. In the second, it will be pointing towards 30. In third, 40. In fourth, 50 and so on. So as this is our first iteration, I will be pointing towards 20. So the I value will be 20 in the first iteration. So it comes inside the loop. It prints jth iteration. Our j value is 1 here. So it prints first iteration. You can see here. And then we are incrementing the j value. J value becomes 2. And we are checking whether the number is equal to I. I value is 20 and our number value is 50. 50 double equal to 20. this condition will return false. So the flow doesn't execute these two statements that we written under the if block. It comes to this line and execute number not found, and then goes for second iteration. In the second iteration, I value is 30. Now then the flow comes to this line. As our j value is updated to 2 in previous iteration, now it prints second iteration, and then j value is updated to 3. Now it comes here and checks number double equal to I. Our number is 50, and in this iteration I value is 30. So 50 double equal to 30, which returns false. So it doesn't execute these two statements. It prints number not found. You can see here it printed second iteration and number not found. Second iteration due to this line, and a number not found as the condition is failed. That is this condition, number double equal to I is failed. This block will not be executed. So it executes number not found in the second iteration also. In the third iteration, I value will be 40. After printing the iteration and updating the j value, it comes here 40 double equal to 50, which returns false. So this block will not be executed in the third iteration also. So it prints number not found in the third iteration also. In the fourth iteration, I value will be 50, and the user input is also 50. It prints fourth iteration, and then j value will be updated to 5. Our number value is 50 in fourth iteration, and I value is also 50 in fourth iteration. So 50 double equal to 50, which returns true. So now it enters the if block. It prints number found and then goes to this break statement. As soon as the flow encountered this break statement, it simply comes out of the loop without executing any statements further and any iterations further. So as soon as the flow encountered this break statement, it does not execute the following iterations also. It simply counts out of the loop and executes the code, if any, present below the for loop in our case. As we have not written any of the statements below for loop, it will not execute that. If we write any statement, for example, print for loop ended, it will print that statement after the 4 iterations is done. You can see here it printed for loop ended after the 4th iteration. That is after the break statement is encountered. After the break statement is encountered in the 4th loop, it simply comes out of the loop. The flow comes simply out of the loop without executing the further iterations. That is for 60, 80, 90, 100. So it comes to this line, that is out of the for loop, and below the for loop it prints for loop ended. You can see it here. With the same example, we will be executing using continue. What happens? Let us see. Instead of break, I am using the continue here. I am entering the same value 50. You can see here it printed the first 3 iterations similarly, and then it printed number found. In 4th iteration, I value will be 50, and our number we have given also 50. So it will go to this if block and prints number found in the 4th iteration, and then it encountered a continue statement. As soon as the flow encountered the continue statement, it will not execute the code that is present below the continue in the for loop. Whenever the continue statement is encountered, it simply skips the following code that is written under it. So it skips that iteration and comes to next iteration. In next iteration, our I value will be 60. As our I value will be 60, this condition will not be satisfied. It prints number not found. Similarly for the further iterations, that is 80, 90 and 100. After 50 is encountered and it printed number found, these further iterations will also be executed in case of continue. But whereas in break, these further iterations will not be executed. It simply exits out of the loop. That is the main difference between break and continue. Break simply exits out of the loop after the break statement is encountered, whereas continue just skips the current iteration and executes the remaining iterations also. That point to be noted when dealing with break and continue. You can see here after the 4th iteration, it similarly executed the remaining iterations, that is 5, 6, 7 and 8th iteration, and printed number not found as 50 not equal to any of 60, 80, 90, 100. And then it is exited out of the loop and printed for loop ended. That is the line we have written after the for loop. So in case of continue, only the current iteration will be skipped. Whereas in case of break, once the break is encountered, the flow itself exits out of the loop without executing the further iterations if present any. Similarly, I have taken another example on a continue statement. Here what I am doing is I am just skipping the numbers which are divisible by 2. Whenever I percentile by 2 double equal to 0, that is whenever the number is divided by 2 is true, it simply skips the current iteration without printing that number, that is the value of I here. When we executed this program, it printed 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. You can see which are odd numbers. We cannot see 2, 4, 6 which are even numbers, because as we have written continuous statement here, it simply skips the numbers that are divided by 2, which are nothing but even numbers. Let me explain this flow. If you don't know the range function, how it works, we have discussed this in our for loop concept. You can watch that over there and come here so that you can have a better understanding. Range of 1, 101 will return the numbers in a sequence form from 1 to 100. So in first iteration, I will be pointing to 1. In second iteration, I will be pointing to 2. Similarly, it goes on up to 100. So in first iteration, I will be pointing to 1. 1 percentile by 2 double equal to 0. 1 percentile by 2 will return 1. 1 double equal to 0, which is not true. So it will not execute this continuous statement. Simply it prints the number. As in the first iteration case, the value that is stored in I is 1. So it printed 1. Now coming to the second iteration, I value will be 2 in the second iteration. 2 percentile by 2, which returns 0, double equal to 0. As 0 double equal to 0, the continuous statements comes to the flow. As soon as the continuous statement is encountered in the loop, it simply skips the current iteration. That is, in this case, it will not execute this print statement. That is why we cannot see the 2 here. As there is a continuous statement, it will not print the even numbers. We have seen that here. Now let us take an example where we want to skip, or else where we want to print only the numbers which are multiples of 3 and 5. So we have to change these conditions, like I percentile by 3 not equal to 0, because all the numbers that are divisible by 3 will not return any remainder, and I percentile by 5 not equal to 0. Now if we print, you can see that it printed all the multiples of 3 and 5. You can see the multiples of 3, 6, 9, and multiples of 5, 10. So it is printing only the multiples of 3 and 5. Let me explain this code. As we have written I percentile by 3 not equal to 0. In the first iteration, I value will be 1. It comes here, 1 percentile by 3, which returns 1. 1 not equal to 0, which is true. As this first statement is true, or else the first condition is true, it goes to the second condition. 1 percentile by 5, which is 1, not equal to 0. 1 not equal to 0. This condition is satisfied. This condition is also returns true. As both conditions returns true, so this combination of compound statement with AND will return true. So this the flow comes inside the if block to the continuous statement. As there is a continuous statement, it skips the current iteration without printing the value of 1. As the value of I is 1 in the first iteration, it will not print the value of 1 because it skipped the first iteration. Similarly, in the second iteration, value of I will be 2. 2 percentile by 3 not equal to 0, which is true. 2 percentile by 3 will return 2, which is not equal to 0. So this condition will be true. Similarly, 2 percentile by 5 will also return 2. 2 not equal to 0, which is true. As these two conditions are true, and will also return true. So it comes here. As there is a continuous statement, it doesn't print the value of 2 also. Now when coming to 3, here 3 percentile by 3 not equal to 0. This condition is false because 3 percentile by 3 will return 0. 0 not equal to 0. This condition will return false. As this condition is returned false, it will not even check this condition as there is an between, and will check the second condition only if the first condition is true. If the first condition is not true, it simply returns a false value as there is an end without even checking the second condition. So as the value is false, it simply doesn't execute this continuous statement and comes to this print statement and prints the value of 3. You can see the 3 here. In the fourth iteration, I value will be 4. As 4 percentile by 3 and 4 percentile by 5 will not return zeros. So this compound statement will return true. And this continuous statement is executed in the fourth iteration. As this continuous statement is executed, it doesn't print the value of 4 also. Now the value of I will become 5 in the fifth iteration. 5 percentile by 3 not equal to 0, which is true. 5 percentile by 3 will return 2. 2 not equal to 0, which is true. So the flow goes to the second statement to execute the second statement as this is true. As this condition is true, the flow goes to the second condition to check the second condition. 5 percentile by 5 not equal to 0. 5 percentile by 5 will return 0. 0 not equal to 0, which will be false. True and false will return false. So this if condition will be evaluated as false. So this continue statement will not be executed. So the flow comes to this print statement and prints I, that is 5. As in fifth iteration our value of I will be 5. So it printed 5. For the next number, that is 6. As 6 is a multiple of 3, this condition will be evaluated as false. So continue statement will not be executed. It just simply prints 6. When coming to 7, as they are not multiples of 3 or 5, they will not be printed, as the continue statement will be executed in their respective cases. So this program only prints the multiples of 3 and 5. Now let us replace this AND with OR and execute this program. You can see it printed only the multiples of both 3 and 5. 15 is a multiple of 3 as well as 5. Now let us see the flow of this program. I value will be 1 in the first iteration. 1 percentile by 3 not equal to 0, which is true. So as this condition is true and there is a combination of OR, as the first condition is true, it will not even execute the second condition as there is a OR in between. Whenever there is a OR, if the first condition is true, it will not even check the second condition. Whereas in AND, if the first condition is false, it will not even check the second condition. So in our case, if the first condition is true, it will simply return true. In AND case, if the first condition is false, it simply returns false without checking the second condition. So as this is true, it will execute the continue statement. So it doesn't print the value of 1. Similarly, till the value of 14, it will not print. Coming to the value of 15, that is in 15th iteration, our value of I will be 15. 15 percentile by 3 not equal to 0. 15 percentile by 3 will return 0. 0 not equal to 0, which will be false. So as this condition is false, now the flow comes to this condition. For checking this condition, it will check this condition 15 percentile by 5, which will return 0. 0 not equal to 0, which will be false. As both conditions are false, the OR combination will return false to if. So it doesn't execute this continue statement which is present under the if block, as the compound condition returned false. So the flow comes here and simply prints the value of 15. Then it printed the value of 30, which is a multiple of both 3 and 5. Similarly, it printed the values that are multiples of both 3 and 5 until 100, starting from 1. As discussed, we cannot use the break statement other than in looping statements. Here we have used the break statement in combination with if. So it raised an error, break outside the loop. Now let us see with continue statement also. You can see here it printed the error, continue not properly used in loop. From this we can understand that break and continue statements can only be used in loops. If we use outside the loop, it will simply throw an error to the user. That is what we have seen here. With this we have seen break and continue statements with examples. I think now you have got a better idea on break and continue statements. I hope you have liked the video. If you like the video, please do subscribe my channel and press on the bell icon in order to receive notifications whenever I upload a new video. Please like and subscribe the channel. It will motivate me to create more videos on Python. Thank you for watching my video. Let us meet in the next video.